Celso. A little more freedom to roam outside on the left.
Ball whips across, but no one there. Blasted from distance.
Ooh.
And it almost.
Home of São Paulo Futebol Clube.
Ball slips through. Chance for Martinez. Good ball. Icardi lifts it around. Lo Celso. Back post. Marquinhos stays in position. No one takes the shot.
And Miranda, when that ball bursted through and Martinez got into the area, Miranda turned around and he pointed at Icardi, telling Fabinho to go mark Icardi. He knows him from his day together at Inter.
Blasted off Miranda. Correa bursts into the box, chips it across. Icardi challenges Marquinhos again. Now on the side volley. Lo Celso, he's been the danger man offensively, but Brazil keeping him away from goal.
Certainly has been the most likely to score a goal for Argentina in this match is Giovanni Lo Celso.
By the way, the Copa America will end July 7th at the legendary Maracanã. And you know what? This might be the final. Ooh. Slips through for Neymar. Rattles around. Well defended Otamendi again. And it trickles back to Alisson.
Well done. Once again, Otamendi. And you have to say, if this scoreline holds up, at least after the 90 minutes, then Otamendi's put in a man-of-the-match performance. He's been excellent in the back. I thought it would be a point of weakness that Brazil could exploit, but hasn't been the case.
Foul against Correa and maybe Marquinhos and Miranda, but in all honesty, they have not been tested that much.
Right.
Which does not do well for Icardi and Dybala's future call-ups.
Yeah, for sure. Icardi is a player that when he gets his chances in the area, he finishes, but he still needs that service. And
again, you take a look at where things stand, Argent States. And again, I sense that before we get to Qatar, Peru, who we saw against Chile.
And I think Guerrero's been the leading goal scorer in the last two tournaments. So
Neymar trying to free Saravia, does, stops on the goal line, plays it back from the ground. Correa just got enough. And then coming out Paredes before he... A little roulette. Now off to this near side, and Neymar. Space and time, but... Again, Neymar with the extra gear. He's got something to prove. Hard hit Saravia. The ball sails. Neymar 25 yards out on an angle. Sets it up. On the volley. Romero denying Arthur. Oh, what a shot that would have been.
Great service by Neymar.
And now, Argentina, the tackle from Miranda. And that's good.
On the training ground. Look at Arthur, that right-footed bending.
Almost.
Maybe that
is German.
Yeah.
But Marco Fritz obviously understood. What if they might have been speaking English?
Yeah. Yeah.
Into the area. Neymar pulls it away. Dispossessed. Salvio, the early touch, tries to get around Felipe Luis and then forced to retreat. One touch into the middle from Saravia. Goes awry. Now a chance for Arthur. A little bit of space. Slots it into the middle. Slashing run Richarlison, but he cannot get around Tagliafico. Falls for Firmino. He stops. Firmino just can't get the shot away. So resilient defense from Argentina when it looked like they were about to collapse. And Neymar
behind.
Right there.
Light touch there. Again, it is.
Neymar from a good 35 yards out. Maybe if it was 50.
And Suarez, although with those three, you basically just put them on the pitch and let them do their thing.
Although both Tuchel and Tite have tried to give him a little more free rein to slot into the center as a creator.
Maybe putting him there from the start might be better. I mean, traditionally, the Brazilian number 10 a bit too pinned on the left side. You want him all over the pitch, not just on one half of it. down a little bit of his space and effectiveness. Here by Arthur was fabulous. Great touch. Cagey affair between these two. If I were him, I wouldn't leave Atlanta. I think he's got a great situation in Atlanta. He might, if he wins the MLS Cup, I can see why.
You just like the night scene, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Atlanta has great night life, yeah, for sure. But it's a great setup for him over there in Atlanta. And I can understand if he wins the MLS Cup going to a 3, but if he doesn't, I would stay.
Mendy again, but it eludes Paredes into the area. Richarlison dances around Tagliafico. Richarlison only about 5'10", 5'11", but plays much bigger than that.
I was going to say, he looks like 6'3", just from this
late bloomer, maybe.
Late bloomer, yeah, but you mentioned 5'10", 5'11", but as you said, plays bigger than that. Body positioning, he looks like a big stocky guy, so he can get himself in the right position, and then obviously he's showing the ability to finish. A player that also needs some good service as well. Maybe not as much as Icardi, but both of them are lethal finishers when they get their chances.
Free Salvio. Felipe Luis getting back in time. Of course, Salvio spending a bit of time with Atleti, but never quite able to connect. Reborn in Benfica. Neymar again just sucking in.
Better going forward as a winger than a wing back, yeah. Surprising, only 2 substitutions so far for Brazil. Right now, Coutinho or Arthur would be out.
Neymar gets rid of it just in time before Otamendi pounces, and it does throw the pass off just enough. In this beautiful stadium, ball forward, curling his run. Richarlison back to his right, but then tried to go to the well too often. Otamendi knocks it free. What a ball, Neymar! But
that's why he was late to react to the pass by Neymar. But they've got to get that head up and get it to him sooner. He was wide open.
Still 2 changes, including Franco Cervi, who scored the final goal against Iraq just a couple of days back. Casemiro. Oh, so close. The box, Miranda. Maybe had the best chance for Brazil, where he beat Romero, but not Otamendi. This time the
threat from Argentina down the middle, so
that could change here. Driven across Acuna. Felipe Luis just plays it safely out. It's this from the corner. Ball rattles around the penalty spot, cleared by Miranda. Well, Neymar with more touches than anyone. Another chance, but flipped on, hangs in the air for Alisson, who uses his height. 95 touches for Neymar.
Clean up all the mistakes. There was a dispossession by Neymar. Casemiro's there to get it back.
We talked about it before with all of the legends. Even Pelé and talked Garincha, but people forget about the likes of a Tostão or Rivellino and all forward. But for the great Brazil teams, I talked about goalkeeper, that was one, but they also needed the Clodoaldos. They needed that one guy in the middle that could just lock things down.
Yeah, absolutely. And perform that duty, but also collect the ball, hold the possession, and then link up and go.
Dunga pretty good back in his day.
Yeah. Well, World Cup
down as one of the best.
Yes.
Richarlison relied.
Big difference down the right side.
Richarlison deflected and just touched wide. Diego played some basketball at Florida State before turning pro back in Argentina. 6'9".
Wow.
So I think Sergio said, you know what, basketball might not be for me.
Yeah, especially if you go to Florida State, but we'll leave that one alone.
Nice little touch, chance on the far flank. Down goes Acuna on the sliding tackle. Near side Neymar. Things open up just a bit. Tries to get around Saravia. Blasts it in. and it rattles away off Petzela. 3rd minute. Better late than
player. Look at 3 players leave him unmarked. Romero, can't blame Romero for that one. Look at that ball, sails over 3 players and Miranda unmarked. How can that happen?